Hello and welcome to the trade setup. In this video we are looking at European Lithium. It is time for another update, and on this chart we have been tracking this idea of a larger ABC pattern within which we expect actually to continue still to new all-time lows. Now the issue is that we have formed here a potential 5-wave structure to the downside, which is highly suggestive of continuation after our 3-wave correction. Now, even if we extended to lower prices within this wave B, it's not necessarily preventing us from extending further lower. Yeah, I would actually even consider this to be part of the larger wave B correction in an ABC structure, in which case I do still expect continuation higher at the moment to actually complete the entire wave C within the white interpretation, but it's not mandatory. I could be tracking this as something like WXY, in which case, yeah, we might form a top early, sooner rather than later. Yeah, we might not form the entire 5-wave move that we would expect within the wave C. Now, of course, we can still track a larger uptrend on this chart, but we would still need to see a break above the 78.6% retracement at the $2 level before we can look at that with a higher degree of probabilities. Yeah, even if we form here the initial 5-wave move to the upside, I would not have high confidence for a 3-wave correction and continuation within at least another 5-wave to the upside, as we usually do, because this could very well fit within this interpretation of an ABC structure. So for that reason, I believe, at least temporarily, within this chart the potential is limited. Now, if we manage to build the 5-wave structure to the upside, we get the 3-wave correction, and then we form a tiny 5-wave move to the upside, it could form an interesting 1-2 setup, but yeah, we would actually need to have a little patience before we build this entire pattern. Now, as I was mentioning, within my preferred interpretation, I am actually tracking higher prices at the moment, and within this structure I'm tracking an ABC movement within a wave 1, ABC within a wave 2, and ABC within a wave 3. Now, after that, we were looking for the correction in the wave 4, at the levels between the 26 cents all the way down to the 9 cent level. Yeah, this is the area of support for the correction in a wave 4 we were tracking. And so far, from this wave 3 top, we have formed only a 3-wave structure to the downside, in my opinion, and I believe there is actually a decent chance we may have formed the bottom. Yeah, in terms of proportions, this does seem fine, this does seem to work as a wave 4. I wouldn't consider that we need any additional lows, and not only that, but we already formed here in the initial move to the upside a tiny 5-wave structure. We had our wave 2 correction in this area, and now we possibly formed a 3rd wave top. Now, since this is a very low resolution price structure, it is going to be more difficult to be tracking it in this small time frame, but generally I would be looking for support and continuation higher at the levels between the 25 cents all the way down to the 21 cent level at the 50% retracement. If we form here within this structure a 5-wave move to the upside, it might be interesting to look for an AB setup. Keep in mind, we are tracking a larger ending diagonal within the wave C. Within this 5th wave, we expect only an ABC structure, not an entire 5-wave pattern, but only a 3-wave move to the upside. And even though we already have the possibility to consider a bottom in place for the wave 4, we would still need to track an area of resistance. Now, this could be useful as a signal that this structure has indeed formed a more likely bottom, but yeah, we would need to see here a break above the 78.6% retracement at the 37 cent level. So far, we have already gotten decently deep into this area of resistance, nearly at the 61.8% retracement, but nothing too significant seems to have come along the way, and yeah, we can actually track continuation higher. Now, as long as this wave 3 extends higher, I cannot give you an ultimate area of support, but yeah, if we are to have formed a top already, if we already formed the top within this wave 3, we can look for this area of correction for a wave 4, of support for a wave 4, and then a 5th wave still to form, and again, the 5-wave move to the upside would be highly interesting for a potential AB setup, and in some cases of a larger extension, who knows, this may be working even as a 1-2 setup where a 3rd, 4th, and a 5th could still form within the wave A alone. We may then get a larger correction in the wave B, and then another 5-wave move to the upside within the wave C. There is some potential within this time frame, but once we actually form this entire 3-wave move to the upside within the wave 5, there is significant risk, and I would be watching for a more significant top within the correction in the wave B. Keep in mind, within this push to the upside, we already had a major reaction here at the 50% retracement. Within the next wave, we might be heading into the 61.8% retracement, but it might prove also to be the end of this overall uptrend. And for now, these are the levels, this is the trade setup. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe and let me know what else you want me to cover, and I'll do my best to do that in the days and weeks ahead. And until then, I hope you have a nice day, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.